Chris Level with Locked On Texas Tech. Brett Yormark goes to the podium. He's asked a question about parity at Big 12 Media Days. And he says it's good. Everybody in the league can be good. 16 beating 1 to win the Big 12 championship, go to the playoffs, and fight for a national championship is awesome. But we need elite programs. We need 2 or 3 elite programs. BYU, Texas Tech. Is that your 2? Have we found our 2 based on commitments, recruiting, NIL, everything you were seeing right now?
These 2 brands, if you will, have definitely created the most buzz in the last 6 to 9 months. I don't think anybody would disagree with that. Whether you deserve the buzz, whether you are accused of this, whether you have spent that, I mean, I don't think there's any doubt that you've been 2 programs that have been in the news cycle for all kinds of reasons more than anybody else. And it's like, which one is the bigger brand and all that? I guess, is there more believers in the world, or is there more oil in the world? I don't know. If you want to get to, but I have felt like that of the 8 schools that have joined the Big 12 in this last 2 years, BYU far and away has been the best addition. It's not even close. Even over Arizona State, who just won it, and they were in the league for 1 year. I just think everything that BYU has brought to the table, eyeballs, buzz, success, in a variety of sports, I think that has outweighed everybody's expectations. And I think this is the Tech fan years ago, in like around 10 or 11, did not want, and Baylor may have felt the same way, don't let TCU in the Big 12. Don't do it, because they're only going to benefit, and look out. And this is exactly why some on the outside did not want BYU to have this status, because look out. And they've elevated in all aspects. And now the rules are they're allowed to spend and all these things. And I think they haven't shied away from it. They've leaned into it. They've been accused of various things and tampering, all this silliness. So I'm here for it. I think that's Texas Tech's biggest home game of the season this year is BYU. And yes, Oklahoma State comes here. Yes, Kansas comes here. Yes, UCF comes here. But BYU, far and away, your biggest home game of the year. And I think BYU deserves a lot of credit for that.
It is built a 1-2 punch that you can almost, because there is comparison, there is growth. If it was just Texas Tech and, Kennedy goes out there, makes $1 million, brings you to the national championship, and A.J. DeBonsa didn't exist, there is no comparison in the Big 12. There is no conversation of who else is doing this so differently or with such fervor on the money side that it's turning heads. Colorado a little bit, but it's less NIL with them and more Deion Sanders being Deion Sanders. He's a stalwart within himself. That's a bit different than the conversation being had here of the institution itself fully committing to the modern era of college football, college softball, and the like. Is competition good? I mean, am I wrong there? Or is this the Big 12 evolving in front of our eyes because 2 programs decided to do what no one else has yet?
And this saying is rising tides raise all boats. And I think that, like, in some ways, because the reason I single out BYU is because it's not, I mean, they weren't great the first year in football. They were last year. They won 11 games and all that, but it's what you're doing in basketball. It's what you're doing in some of the other sports too. This is program wide. Here, this isn't just a football, portal class. I mean, you spent a significant amount of basketball last year. You went to the Elite Eight. When they did the same thing in softball, they went to the World Series, played the final game. All 3 of those programs are expected to be very much nationally relevant again this year. And I think that the BYU kind of leaned into the football aspect, but yeah, you mentioned the basketball aspect for BYU. I mean, I was out there last year broadcasting a game when Tech played there and at the Marriott Center, and there's 18,000 people in there. It's one of the best football environments I've been at as well too. I mean, it's like they got it. I was joking. It's like they don't really, it was a figure of speech, but it's like they got all these kids locked up all week and they let them out and give them some sugar on a Saturday night, and look out. I mean, it was crazy on a Saturday night. They're handing out ice cream to the visiting crowd and everybody's chomping down on those donuts and everything like that. But no, it was a fun, unique environment. And I think that that's also what factors in, because not every place in the Big 12 is crazy. Not everybody in the Big 12 is like it's a scary place to play or it's going to be sold out no matter what. And I think BYU has a component of that. And I think that's a bit of a difference maker. But I think competition and the willingness to spend, the willingness to build, and all that stuff, it should put pressure on other people. Hey, you better keep up, because there is another shift coming. There is another shift coming with these leagues and all those kinds of things. But no, I love I love all of it, because Utah's feeling it. I mean, they're feeling the pressure of watching BYU do what they're doing. I think that's good.
Yeah. Texas Tech, conversely, I mean, you wax poetic there about BYU. What makes Texas Tech different? Why is it Texas Tech that got to become a big dog?
Well, because they people have thought this is a push your chips to the middle of the table scenario. I mean, they are not going away. Their money's not going away. Yes, the rules have changed, and we'll see if they stay that way. But they view this as we have to be at our best right now, because there is another shift coming. I think their leadership feels very strongly about that. They are, they're fighting for enrollment. They're fighting for the city of Lubbock. You've got all these big picture thought processes. And luckily for the athletics fans out there, for the folks that are big fans of football and basketball at Texas Tech, the leadership feels like, this is the front porch. We all agree here. This is what must be really good. If you want enrollment to be at a certain level, if another shift does happen and we want to maintain our status of being a have and not a have not, all that stuff. So yes, they're willing to spend outside NIL or whatever they're allowed to do, and try to maintain some buzz. And there's a lot of oil folks around here. Oil and gas industry has been very good to Texas Tech. They just put a couple of pump jacks painted in red, white, and black out there on the football stadium. They're 20,000 pounds a piece. They're leaning into this deal. I'm here for it, because they've been made fun of and criticized and pointed at and all that, but they're just leaning into it now. Like, this is what you say we are. Then guess what? This is what we are. Yeah, but those oil wells are gonna keep rolling, man.
I think so. It seems like it.
Yeah, it seems like it. We'll see. Let's see. You come up dry one day, and that can happen too.
These are the two teams. I have Texas Tech squarely at Arlington this year. Finally, the curse is broken. And I think BYU's got a really good shot too, because of the defensive production back. And offensively, Chase Roberts is going to be a big leader, and their O-line's pretty solid too. Both programs should have decent, and their schedule's stupid easy. Like, if you're a BYU fan, that's not a knock. Your schedule's just easy. Like, this is good. You want that. So I think those are my two in the Big 12 title game. We're getting close. Chris Level, where can folks find more of your work?
Locked On Texas Tech, man. Me and Casey Cowan knock it out on a daily basis. Occasionally, I chop it up with my man Drake on a Thursday night too, when I can fit it in the old schedule. But yeah, man, enjoyed it. It was recently. I might be a day off here. It was recently my 3-year anniversary with the Locked On, the old network.
Wow,
so, yeah,
really?
Yes, 3 years.
I must be pushing like 5 years here. That's crazy.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, how about that?
That's great. Chris Level, Locked On Texas Tech. Thanks for taking the time today.
You bet. Keep hope alive out there.
No doubt. This has been, it always will be, Locked On. Thanks for making it your first listen every single day. A crossover with Texas Tech and Dose Grande.